Okay, so welcome to the second session uh, where we'll discuss few more problems on electric charges and fields. Page number 35 from Success Line series book, question number 3. The question is of two parts. Let me read off both of them. The first part of the question, part A, question number 3, part A. Two insulated charged copper spheres, okay, they are insulated copper spheres A and B, have their centers separated by a distance of 50 centimeter. Okay, so two copper spheres have their centers separated by a distance of 50 centimeter, right? Yeah. What is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion? Obviously, then they should be like charge. I mean, they should have possess the same charge since it's repulsion given. So, what is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion if the charge on each is 6.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb? So, both of them has got the charge. Okay, this is question number 3, part A, about which we are discussing now. Both the copper spheres has the charge of 6.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb, right. So, this Q itself is Q1 and Q2, okay. Charge on both the spheres is the same. The radii of A and B are negligible compared to the distance of separation. So, this is not something how it looks like actually, okay. So, according to the given data, the spheres are very small, okay. So, very small that their radii can be negligible when you compare to the distance of separation between them. So, this is how we can imagine, okay. Very small sphere separated by 50 centimeter in between their centers. Now, first we need to find what is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion. We need to find the force of repulsion between them. F has to be found, okay. So, this Q is Q1 and Q2 both. Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q, right. Force has to be found. And here they have not mentioned the medium in which these two charges are kept. No need to worry, we will assume that the medium is air itself. Whenever it is not mentioned, it is normally air. So, epsilon shall be directly written as epsilon naught, which because epsilon r is 1, right. So, let us go, and the distance of separation d is 50 centimeter. Keeping it in SI unit, 0.5 meter it is. Now, the force of repulsion between them, F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R squared, okay, D squared, both are fine. I am just sticking to what is there in the book, by D squared. This is the formula, right. Now, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Q1, Q2 are one and the same. So, it is going to be 6.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 whole squared divided by 0.5 squared, right. Now, simplify this. Okay. First, take the numerical values. 9 into square this 6.5, you can make use of calculator. What you get is 642.5 it seems, okay, whatever it is. You just check it once. Take the square of 6.5, keep it here and into divided by for 0.5 the whole squared, which is again 0.25, okay. I think 6.5 squared is 42.5. Okay, check it once into. Now put all the powers of 10. 10 to the power of 9 minus 7 into 2 minus 14. Okay. Upon simplification, the force that acts between them, F is equal to 1 point, I am directly taking it from the book, you should simplify by yourself, 1.521 into 10 to the power of minus 2 Newton. So, this is the force that acts between the given copper spheres, 1.521 into 10 to the power of minus 2 Newton. Okay. This is the solution for first part of the problem 3. Now, going for the second part, part B, what is the force of repulsion if each sphere is charged double the above amount and the distance between them is hard. So, now in the second case, okay, let me rub this, okay, I think I can write it here itself. So, this distance of separation 50 centimeter which was there is going to be hard, which means previously the charges were separated by 0.5 meter. Now, according to the second part of the problem, it says that the distance between the charges is halved, which means the distance between the new distance between them is now 0.25 meter. So, this problem, the second part shall be solved either by numerically solving the values of new distance of separation and new charge, or you can also put q as q by 2 and d as d by 2 and solve for the new one. Okay. Right, let me go for the second approach itself because that is what there in the book. Now, according to the given data of the second problem, charge on the sphere is doubled, which means the new charge, let me call that as q dash, on both the spheres is doubled, which means 2 times the previous charge, right. Okay. And the new distance, let me call that as d dash. Okay. Be careful while writing dash because dash and powers are going to get confused sometimes. D dash, the new distance of between them is the old distance by d by 2, right. And the new force between them shall be found. F dash is equal to question mark. Now, F dash, the formula for F dash is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the constant part remains the same. It was q1 q2 by d squared. Upon simplifying, there it was okay. This actually becomes equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q squared by d squared in the next step, right. Now, in the same way here, q1 is q dash, q2 is also q dash, the new charge on the spheres. So, that is going to be q dash squared divided by the new distance of separation d dash squared, right. So, this is 9 into 10 to the power of 9, or I can keep it as it is, okay, because I can simply put the old force here. So, this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, q dash is 2 times the q, and keeping that inside the square and simplifying, it will be 4 times q squared divided by d dash is d by 2, which will be d squared by 4, right. Now, taking this 4 to the numerator and simplifying, the new force between them F dash is 16 times 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q squared by d squared, right. Now, look at this expression, this part of the expression, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q squared by d squared, which is similar to that of the old force, right, because now it is the charge is q and the distance is d. So, I can replace that value with that of F which is 1.521 into 10 to the power of minus 2, and hence simplify that. So, f dash is equal to f dash is equal to 0.24 Newton. 0.24 Newton is the new force that acts between the charges when the charges are doubled and the distance between them is halved. Obviously, when the charges are doubled, the force of repulsion will increase, and again when the charges are brought closer, what is meant by bringing them or making the distance between them half the previous value, which means we are bringing them close to each other, which means the repulsion still increases, right? So, and finally the repulsion that we get is 0.24 Newton for the second part of the problem. Okay, so let us go for the fourth question. Suppose the spheres A and B in question 3. Okay, we had two spheres now. They have named them as A and B. Okay, A, B. Have identical sizes. Okay, the sizes are same. A third sphere of same size but uncharged, okay, a same sphere of same size, a third sphere of same size but uncharged, okay, is brought in contact with the first, then brought in contact with the second, and finally removed from both. What is the new force of repulsion between A and B? Now, here the distance of separation, the question is actually somewhat connected to question 3, it's obviously the distance of separation between them. Let us keep that as 0.5 meter itself. Okay, this is before they were brought closer. Now, question 4, a similar sphere, let us call that as C, which has brought in contact with A first. Okay. So, what is the charge on A first, which is given in the previous problem? The charge on sphere A as of the previous problem is 6.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb. Now, this is an uncharged sphere brought in contact with A. Okay. So, this process has got nothing to do with the sphere B. So, when C and A are brought in contact with each other, the charges from A will be shared to C. Okay. Now, the new charge acquired by both of them, since they are identical, the new total charge, the new net charge from the first phenomena, let me call that as Q1. Q1 is the new net charge when this C and A are brought in contact. So, the new net charge is Q1 plus Q2, or I can say QA plus QC, charge on C is 0, QA which had 6.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb plus 0. So, the new net charge from both C and A together is 6.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Now, in the second part they say that they remove this C from here and bring this C in contact with P. When the C is removed from the contact of A, half of the charge from A will be shared to C because they are identical in shape. Since they are identical in shape, both A and C will have equal charge distributed now. Let me call that as Q dash A and Q dash C, because this is the new charge brought in contact and replaced. So that is QA is equal to QA dash is equal to QC dash is equal to the net charge Q1 by 2, which is equal to 6.5 by 2, which is 3.25 okay, into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb, right. So this is the new charge acquired by both spheres C and A once they are brought in contact and removed from the contact. Now, in the second process, the charged body C is now taken towards, okay, this B will be here, the second sphere B. This is C, that is B. This A remains in its position, okay. Now this C and B are brought in contact in the second process. So in the second process, the new net charge, okay, the new net charge from C and B together is QB plus QC dash. Okay, it's not simply QC because QC is initially 0. I have taken that as QC dash, which is equal to, look at that, QB is same as of this Q, which is 6.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 plus QC dash is here 3.25 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Add them together so that you will have the net charge given by 6.5 plus 3.25, which is going to be 9.75 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb, right. And in the third step, this C is removed from the contact of B. Now this C will have a new charge which is half of this value, the net value, because again B and C has got the same size and shape, they are identical. So let me take that as QB dash, which is equal to QC double dash, okay, because it's the new charge again with the charge C, which is equal to Q2 by 2, Q2 by 2. Now this value, sorry, I don't think you can see this. Okay, so the new charge on C or B is what we are concerned actually. QB dash is equal to half of this, okay, half of this net is given to B and taken by, half of this is taken by C, which is 9.75 by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb, okay. This is the new charge, you can simplify that, and the new charge of QB here they have taken as Q2, but this is more sensible, you can analyze it well. The new charge with B is now this much, which is 4.875, okay, that is 4.875 coulomb. Now what you have finally after this C brought in contact with A, then in contact with B, then removed, finally you have two spheres A and B, again separated by a distance of 0.5 meter itself, because they have not mentioned anything regarding the distance, it is 0.5 meter itself. The new charge with A is this, the new charge with B is this, okay. Sorry, I forgot to put 10 to the power of minus 7, 10 to the power of 1 second, okay. And now the new force between these two charges shall be formed. So F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, it's Q1 Q2 by d squared. I will be directly writing that as QA dash QB dash by d squared. You have to put the values here, substitute and simplify. So you will have the new force of repulsion between the charges A and B, which is given by, after simplification you will get it 5.7 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Newton. So this is the new force between the same bodies A and B after all the phenomena done.